As you may or may not know by now, Bronny James is trending all over the world. And the reason for that is because he just recently got caught smoking. Whether you want to say he got caught, exposed, posted it, hacked, or whatever, it's out there. And as bad as this looks and sounds, it might not even be all of Bronny's fault. This might be LeBron's fault and he made a huge mistake. I think we can all agree a 16-year-old kid smoking isn't that big of a deal. But those words right there go for an average 16-year-old. A 16-year-old smoking is a big deal when you're the son of an NBA legend, LeBron James. And even at that, it's still not a big deal. The reason this is getting completely blown out of proportion, and it is what it is because it was posted on his Instagram. And once again, it goes without being said, LeBron and Bronny are held to different standards. And although this looks really bad, and I mean really bad on Bronny, this might not just be all his fault. We got a lot of stuff to talk about and dive into detail in this video, so if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, what are you doing? Join the family. I see you not subscribed, hit that subscribe button and leave a like for more. And without further ado, let's dive into it. Okay, let's get the basic information out of the way. If you're not up to date and you live under a rock, long story short, Bronny James got caught smoking. He posted it on Instagram, it went viral and blah blah blah. This happened Friday night, so it's still relatively popping off and getting a lot of attention. And it's getting a lot of attention for a pretty big reason. Whether Bronny got hacked or he accidentally posted it, it somehow got on his Instagram account. And I know what you're sitting there thinking, yo Matt, how in the world is this LeBron's fault and how is he involved in this? Well, he's actually more involved than you think, so just listen to me and hear me out. I'm not too sure if you guys remember, but there was a time where LeBron didn't allow his sons to have social media. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm almost 95% sure he said Bronny couldn't get an Instagram account until he was 16. And like I stated, his other son Bryce doesn't have an Instagram and he won't have one for a while. I'm pretty sure he's making him wait till he's 15 too, but as of right now, that's probably gonna change because of what happened. Anyways, we're not talking about Bryce, we're talking about Bronny, so let's keep it in the same subject. And LeBron had a very valid reason as to why he didn't let his sons have social media right away. And his reason for that was for exactly what happened last night. LeBron's a pretty smart guy, he's not just a dumb athlete. He knew that anything his sons posted, did, or anything, it would go viral. And if we're being honest, anything Bronny does, whether it's good or bad, it does go viral. Keep in mind, only a couple weeks ago, he joined FaZe, and guess what happened? He was trending all over the world. So I hope you guys are kind of following along and on the same page as me. LeBron didn't want his son having an Instagram account or any social media until he knew he was old enough to be mature and watch what he posts. I gotta give credit where credit is due. LeBron literally knew something like this was going to happen. That's the reason as to why he didn't let his sons have an Instagram. And not only an Instagram, but any social medias. But I think as a dad, he finally realized that you can't keep your sons in a bubble forever and you gotta let them go out there, take some L's and learn from it. And this is definitely a major L for Bronny, but he's gonna learn from it moving forward. And before we go any farther, I just want to say I don't think what Bronny did was terrible or anything. He just can't post stuff like that. He's held to different standards and he knows that. And when I started to really think about it, I'm not too sure if I buy Bronny getting hacked. Because if he did get hacked, the hacker would just have his Instagram account. He wouldn't have his photos. So how in the world did this quote unquote hacker have a video of Bronny smoking? It just doesn't add up, and we'll talk about that later or in a separate video. I swear I heard this and read it somewhere. I'm not too sure once again, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe 2 years ago, everybody was asking LeBron, yo, when are you gonna let, Bronny have an Instagram account? And he said when he's 16. I think he wound up just caving in and letting him have it a year early, but either way, it's not that big of a deal. Bronny's still young and he's a kid and he's gonna learn from this, there's no doubt about it. What I think really happened is that he tried to send a video to a group message or something like that on Instagram and he wound up clicking his story. And once he put it up there, it's a GG, say goodbye, because people are gonna be all over that. Just kind of thinking about it, I could only imagine Bronny's face when he saw it went on his Instagram. He probably started digging his casket right then and knew he was going to die. And if we're being honest, I'm still surprised LeBron is in the bubble and hasn't left. And do not get me started on this. I could only imagine the phone call that Bronny received from his dad. When Bronny picked up his phone and saw his dad was calling after what happened, he was in major fear. Bro, I don't even know what to say. I have no clue what I would do or how I would feel. I would give anything just to hear that conversation and what Bronny said. I could just see him picking up the phone and being like, yo, my bad. Alright, on the flip side, let's get serious again. I know I've kind of rambled off in this video, but there's so many things to talk about. So let me give you an up-to-date of where we're at in this story. LeBron was very timid from the start to even allow his kids to have social media. And he granted Bronny the ability to use Instagram, but he knew something like this was going to happen. So the main point and the question of the day and of the video is this right here. Is what just happened somehow LeBron's fault? And did he make a mistake by allowing Bronny to have Instagram in the first place? Because just think about it, guys, it's not as crazy as it sounds. If he wouldn't have allowed him to have social media, this would have never happened. But hey, as always, let me know what you guys think down below. Is it LeBron's fault for allowing him to have social media, or is it all on Bronny? I don't want to go as too far as you saying LeBron set his son up for failure, but he somehow did in a way. Nothing good will ever come from Bronny having social media. There's just nothing at all. Yeah, he can interact with people and whatnot, but I'm talking about really good, like there's no personal gain from it. But on the flip side, there's so many negatives. He could say something that makes people mad, he could do something like what he did to make people mad, and so many other things. And he's still relatively pretty young and growing up. It's really kind of interesting if you think about it. All of this could have been avoided if LeBron would have stuck to his gut feeling. But hey, I don't know. At the end of the day, it's on Bronny. I solely believe it's Bronny's fault, but I do think LeBron, you know, he has an effect in it. It's almost like the butterfly effect. This wouldn't have happened if LeBron wouldn't have allowed it. There's so many things we can say about this, and there's so many possibilities and outcomes that could have happened. There's one thing for sure though, this is not a good look, and hopefully Bronny overcomes this and learns and matures from it. But hey man, with all this being said, that's about gonna wrap up this video. If you're new to the channel, what are you doing? Join the family, hit that subscribe button, and leave a like for more. And as always, let's be great. I'm out, y'all. Peace.